Hi, I'm Cam Ward from the London Contemporary School of Piano, and today we're going to be looking at 3 simple improvisation tools to start creating music. We're going to kind of cover some seemingly basic concepts and ideas here, but the sounds we can create and the music you'll be playing from doing this straight away will actually sound quite complicated, and people start asking you, well, where'd you learn that? And it was here today. If you're a fan of our work here at the London Contemporary School of Piano, please head on over to our website, contemporaryschoolofpiano.com, and request our free resources kit. It's got all sorts of great materials, including things covered in our YouTube tutorials. So the first concept is a constant bass note. That's it. Let's say this C right here. A constant bass note. It's going to keep playing underneath everything. So to start with, let's just get comfortable with that sound of the C at the bottom. You can do like me, I'm playing my pedal and using it to kind of sustain the sound a little bit. If you took it off, that's absolutely fine. But I'm going to play with it down for now. Now, over the top of this C, we're going to start by saying we can use any of our white notes, any of the notes from our C major scale, and playing them whenever it feels right. Quite good for your coordination, this, keeping that constant left hand note going. I'll put it down an octave to get some real bass. I could sit in that sound world for a long time, but you might be thinking, it feels a bit safe, a bit samey. Now, because we've got this C that's constantly going on, and our ear is locking into it, and it's grounding everything we play, all the harmony is related to that note at the bottom, you can actually play anything over the top of it. And I'm not exaggerating. You can literally play any note. If you don't believe me, let's see how that sounds. I'm going to play any note over the top of it. Sounds quite jazzy, sound avant-garde at places. Maybe that's just coming from my personal preference and the songs I listen to. But it kind of works. And that was just single notes. What if we start creating some chords? Now, I'm not worried whether they're triads that we know in the key of C. It almost adds a gospel-y kind of twist to them when they're all over this one bass note. These chords could be any shapes, though, any combinations. Here I'm just doing the white notes to start with before we get too excited and going overboard with any note. But let's just have a play around in this sound world of C major, the white notes, using a combination of chords and melodies. really nice. And everything's grounded by this C that keeps going on in the background. We're almost not thinking about it. It's kind of just there, in the back of our head. Let's now try combinations of other chords from other keys and see how they feel. It almost is like they have no right sounding good or correct, but they're going to, because that's the thing that's connecting it all together. Why does that work? From doing, you're playing really complicated harmony that people would study for years to try and understand. What's that? But we're playing it organically through discovery and what feels right. It also gives you a great perspective of tension and release. Now, all music, or kind of everything in life that we enjoy, is a form of tension and release. Whether that release is expected or unexpected, pleasing or displeasing, it's what makes it enjoyable. The journey is the good part. Tension to release. It makes that second chord so much more sweet than being by itself. So that's our first method, constant bass note. The second method, let's see if you can guess it. Constant top note, constant melody note at the top. Let's take a C again, because I'm liking that vibe at the moment. And this C at the top is what's keeping constant. Start by just feeling that note, hearing how it feels. You might start to get sick of the sound of it, but you're not in a minute, because all of the different kind of combinations of harmony and notes underneath are going to make it sound pretty interesting. Okay. And we'll start like we did with our constant bass note, the notes from our C major scale, so as not to get too excited too quick. So left hand. Maybe I'll shift the rhythm a bit more with my right hand. Shape. My right hand currently isn't really playing much other than just this C at the top. I've got all these fingers at the bottom here. I can use them to fill out chords as well, like this. The beautiful thing about this is we're discovering shapes through play rather than being told what sounds right and wrong. You'll find a chord that you love the sound of. You can then figure out what it is. I always say play first, theorize later, because then it actually feels like you've got a connection to the music rather than, oh, this must work because I've been told it's correct. You might not actually like the sound of it, which then leaves you feeling not as connected to the sound. Okay. The next idea, we've had constant bass note, and we've had constant melody note or top note. And we did that top note there using the notes from our C major scale. Let's now add any notes underneath, any combination of shapes, but the thing that's grounding it is this at the top. Now, I have no idea how this is going to sound. It could sound horrible to you. It could sound amazing to you. It could sound horrible to me, could sound amazing to me. But that's play. Let's see what happens. Oof, that's a lovely chord there. Don't know what that is, but it sounds cool. We moved through some pretty dark places there, but it all felt connected because of this constant note. So that's using constant bass, constant top. What if we have a constant shape that we use throughout? Something I love about working here at the London Contemporary School of Piano is being able to work alongside students such as yourself. If this is something you'd like to find more out about, please go on over to contemporaryschoolofpiano.com, drop us a line, an inquiry, and kind of tell us a bit about yourself. I'd love to hear about you and get working with you. Let's take 3 notes in my left hand. Let's say, again, we'll start with a C, maybe a G, and an A. Now we could either kind of use it as a chord, similarly to how we did that bass note at the bottom, and move through a bunch of different things with our right hand. In the same way, kind of cool. What if we actually arpeggiate this shape? Get a little bit of rhythm, a bit of form. And let's play over this. Bit outside there. Let's come back inside. Outside again. Back inside. I'm not thinking of anything else other than that. Tension release. Let's take a different shape in our right hand. Let's maybe have an E, an A, a B, and a C. Let's make it a 4-note shape in our right hand. Just see how it feels. And let's take our left hand to some different places. We'll start inside. We almost had a piece there, but you see where it came from. There's nothing more to it other than playing around. We're playing the piano, we're not working hard at the piano. Now, let's try and combine some of these things together. My left hand is going to be a constant bass note, a C, or it might be a shape, let's say C, G, and D. A nice open sound, sounds kind of cool. Now, rather than playing like then, when I had the pedal down, it was quite lush, quite smooth sounding, kind of contemporary. We're now going to try and make it sound a little bit funkier, a bit more jazzier, a bit of rhythm. But the method is still the same. This is constant at the bottom, a C to start with, and then I'll move into having a shape. And our right hand has got different chords and different kind of melody notes to play with, but it can be anything, because this is grounding it. Just see where your ear takes you. Okay. Kind of hear that groove. We're just grounding it with the C. Starting inside. Let's go outside. Back inside. That's it. You'd listen to this and think it was coming from a really complicated harmonic place. It's not. Let's add that shape. See how that feels? Now, if you'd skipped ahead and listened to that, you probably thought we were going to be covering all sorts of mumbo jumbo and harmonic nonsense. But actually, these are real hands-on approaches to getting your music sounding great straight away without worrying about the nuts and bolts. If you're a fan of our work here at the London Contemporary School of Piano, please head on over to our website, contemporaryschoolofpiano.com, and request our free resources kit. It's got all sorts of great materials, including things covered in our YouTube tutorials. So have a go and see how it goes.